In the bottom left of 2,000 atmospheres, it is your GSL finalist. Faced Dark. After a 3-0 against Bunny, it's your blue Protoss. His name is Trap. And in the top right, it's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Cure. Not as much to say about Cure, recent achievements-wise. Cure's, of course, always a player who plays extremely well, and you know, he's someone where he's pretty much part of the Horsemen at this point. I think is he technically part of the Horsemen with Innovation leaving? Does Cure take that mantle as a Horseman now that Innovation is going to be leaving for a while? Like, what are the logistics on that? I would like to know. But Cure, he's always a player that, if he's on form and if he's playing well, can take a series off anybody. And that's really not even a question. Everyone knows that Cure is good. No one's like, Cure, that guy always underperforms. No, Cure plays so well. And even though he hasn't had a ton of super high finishes recently, he always does manage to get, into those round of 16s in the GSL. And so on and so forth. As for Trap, well, recently saw him in those GSL finals, facing off against Dark. Did not manage to win. Dark, of course, did get the victory there. But still, Trap has always just been in such good form that it's hard to say there's any Protoss that's better than him. You had for a while, I know that Tastosis was talking about the next big Protosses, and of course you were talking about Zoun. You're talking about, Parting coming back, like if those players can make an impact. But even with that, like being like, who's going to be the Protoss after Trap? It was the question of like, who's going to be the Protoss after Stats? I'm not sure if there is going to be one, because Trap has had such an impact on the meta for Protoss. He hasn't had Zest levels of creating builds, but he has had such an impact on how Protoss play the game fundamentally. That's gotta be hard to really imagine anyone else being a Trap. So we'll see what he has planned for this series. Already going to be opening up with that Stargate. And as for Cure, it's fairly standard out of this. Had the Reaper first, into the Expand, double gas, and now into the Factory. And this is where the Terrans are going to start to mix it up just a little bit and see what they can get going. As, that Adept's just going in, and that's going to be... Delays the CC by a millisecond because Cure was already ready with that SCV extra just to pop on in there. A nice little trick after building the bunker. It's actually going to be Phoenix play out of Trap as, wow, that Reaper gets in. Full scout information, does not manage to get a probe, but now knows that it is indeed going to be Phoenix coming out of Trap. Phoenix, a unit that has been semi-coming back into style. A lot of Protoss have been saying again, hey, you know what, we can actually use this unit as, those Shades are going right on in. They are not scared of this Hellion and 3 Marine force, and they're going to be able to pick off only 2 Marines so far. Not exactly the trade you want from Trap. 3 Marines and loses 2 Adepts. Not exactly what you call worthwhile. I think actually, was that 2? That's 1 probe. I think that's 2 probes that actually went down to the Reaper as well. Got the one that was coming back from the Scout. So Trap losing out on some early trades here. Now has the Phoenix coming out in force though. 2 already out, going up to 3, adding on additional gateways. Is going to start to be a nuisance here for Cure, who I believe is heading into just Widow Mines so far, a single Viking out. So playing defensive, usually with this opening that Cure has gone for, you see a few different options from the Terran. You'll either see them if it is something like an opener that's a delayed blink into Colossus that's not super aggressive. You can go with the 3 Widowmine, the 3 Widowmine drop, which can be quite good. But Cure this game has opted, he's not going to do that. Instead, just goes straight into the Viking, has a Widowmine out, and is going straight into the +1. Going to be getting up Stim and Combat Shields as soon as he can, as Phoenix is almost getting picked off, and the Widowmine gets an extra one. 4 workers go down as well on the other side. Didn't even see what that was. I think the Hellions actually did end up going through and diving on in to the natural, or the main, while Trap was distracted with the Phoenix. Now going to be going back in, trying to be a nuisance, but Cure's set up pretty defensively here. It's going to be hard to find an opening. It's just trying to pick off SCVs, and oh, these Widow Mine hits! Oh, that is such beautiful positioning from Cure. Just has the Widow Mines hidden behind the refinery. 2 of them this time. Trap only thought there was 1, and he was ready to tank that 1 hit. And the second Widow Mine ends up doing so much damage. That's so many Phoenix gone from that, actually. Losing 2, suddenly Trap does not have as scary of a Phoenix force to be able to hold the Terran back into their base. And Trap is going to have to continue to make Phoenix. You know, usually you want to stop around 5, and you see he's had to rebuild 2 more now to get back up to that number. That's delayed his charge tech, it's delayed his +1 armor, and it's delayed these additional gateways as well. So Trap right now is actually a pretty scary position because you have a very large push getting ready here for the Terran. You have Stim, you have combat shields, and +1. Widow Mines and Medivacs also out. This is not a force that is really easy to be reckoned with. These Phoenix are just going to try and keep it back at home, but there's only so much they can do to stop this push or to slow it down. And we'll have to see. These additional gateways will come online by the time the push hits. The real question is if charge will be ready. And if Trap will have enough. I mean, right now his army supply is almost doubled. This is just such a potent timing from Cure. And again, rebuilding those Phoenix just means that Trap did not have the resources that he would want to have up. And what is there for Trap? There's nothing. They just stim on in. That's immediate kills on the sentry. Finally, the overcharge goes down, but there the Widow Mine hits. GG. Cure wins game 1. And yeah, Cure just... So we're actually just really, really nice plays there. Not only the double Widow Mine behind the refinery to get rid of the Phoenix count, but just recognizing that, hey, I build a Viking here, it's going to help me shove away those Phoenix a little bit, and then I can get some harassment done with it. Kills 4 probes, because Trap is busy microing his Phoenix, which takes a lot of APM to do so, and ends up being able to turn that into a very, very potent 2-base timing attack. Trap was just not ready for it, despite really having, I mean, quite a bit of information. Trap knew what was going on to a extent there. He knew what the tech was for the Terran, but was not prepared. That means that Cure now goes up 1-0 into this best of 5. Perhaps not what some people were expecting, because Trap's TVP is really usually rock solid. I think it is it one of his best matchups right now? I haven't actually looked up his win rate in TVP at the current moment, but it is pretty insane how good Trap is at TVP. So obviously the slow start gonna be a bit annoying for him, but other than that, we'll have to see how he recovers. And the Phoenix opening I didn't mind necessarily from Trap. I thought it was good. Managed to get quite a bit of damage. It was just the defense on back of it. When you're going Phoenix, you have to be ready for the Terran harass, because that's pretty much what you're doing with your Phoenix, is you are trying to shut down everything that the Terran has so that you can get up a safe third base. And Trap committed to trying to get worker kills, which is usually fine if there are no threats out on the map, but Cure slips out of Vikings, slips out Hellions, still has enough at home to defend and make sure that he has a healthy worker count. And those Phoenix didn't really end up catching anything on the map. So despite getting those 4 worker kills, you know, losing 2 of them to Widow Mines pretty much negates that advantage that Trap would have gained. This game, however, this is a very fast Twilight Council going to be coming out. See what Trap has planned here. This was a Cyber Core, I believe, before the Nexus. So Trap might be looking to get a bit aggressive here in this game. Whether it's Blink or perhaps a Charge Lot all-in. I would be surprised if we saw a Charge Lot all-in. I assume this is just going to be for an early Blink, as there we go. And we'll see how prepared Cure is going to be for this. Already has the Widow Mines out, double pumping Marines, and this is the exact same opener that we saw from Cure in the last game. This time, though, just saying, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and is going for the Widow Mine drop variation of it, where instead of just building the Widow Mines and keeping them at home and getting a Viking, grabs himself the Medivac, is going to be able to go for a triple Widow Mine drop into the main base. And usually this is a... I mean, the matchup between these two builds, where you have someone who is going up to 4 gateways, has the robotics facility on the way, and is going for this early blink, is that really this Widow Mine drop, it needs to find its way in when the Stalkers are moving out, and then you have to immediately be producing tanks behind it, because you are not going to really have a big enough Marine force to contest that, the Stalker count of the Protoss. And if this is immediate swap off into Widow Mines, I am going to start to get a bit scared here for Cure, because this is a build matchup that is super hard to play against. But Raven comes out, there's going to be no swap, and I think this might just be Cure playing it safe and doing absolutely what he needs to do in this case. We'll see if the tank comes out. And there we go, yep, tank. Cure playing it safe. There's going to be a little bit of Blink Stalker pressure, but I don't imagine it's going to get too much done with this. Of course, it is a slower opening, and, well, there goes the Widow. What? No, Trap. What happened? That's 12 probes. I mean, you can't take a third base off this. That's catastrophic. The Widow Mine drop just slips on in, and, I mean, what is Trap pushing with here? It's 4 Stalkers? Okay, cool. Picks off 3 SCVs. He's still down 6 workers. Oh my god. That was horrendous. There's no other way to put it. That should never happen, Trap. Just not paying attention and losing a lot of workers to these little harass things that Cure is doing, and it might have been a combination of Trap moving out with his Stalkers, having his third base down, but even then, should have been able to recognize the fact that there's going to be some harass coming out from the Terran. Even if it was the same build that Cure did last game, the Viking would have been coming across the map at this time. And now Trap is going to have to scramble to get back into this game, because he's putting down additional gateways. He has cut workers completely, is going up to 5 gateways. Yeah, I think Trap has just said this is too much to kind of macro back from. He has a third base, but he is not producing workers. He's going to be going into just charge lots. But now probes are being added back on. I think Trap is a little bit lost for what to do here, because really he does need those gateways to defend. But I don't know if he has the economy to support that many gateways. It's going to be up to, what, 3 gates, 7 gateways, going up to 8. And off of just a 48 worker count, I'm not sure if Trap can do this. Once again, it's going to be this 645 push from Cure. He's going to have Stim Pack, Combat Shields, and +1. There aren't going to be as many, or there aren't going to be Widow Mines with this, because he did cut Widow Mines for the tank and the Raven. But still, once again, you're going to have Cure rocketing into a supply lead, almost doubling the army supply of his opponent. And what does Cure have back at home? He has Blink Stalkers, he has a few Sentries and an Immortal, putting down additional shield batteries. This is going to be such a hard hold for our Protoss from a Freak of Freaks. There's going to be a Zealot drop, though, into the main. There is still a tank here to help defend, and I believe that is already extra units prepared. As the stim comes out, Widow Mine's not burrowed, but at the other side, it's going to be Cure. He's stimming in. There's the shutdown onto the Immortal. Won't dive on top of it as shield battery overcharge comes out, but, oh, Trap, you're not blinking back your Stalkers. Trap is just not paying attention. Widow Mine drop comes back in, gets 8 worker kills. Cure finds the damage once again. And that is game 2 going the way of our DPG Terran. It's in the bottom left of Oxide. From a Freak of Freaks, it's your blue Protoss down 0-2, and how often do you see that? But this online event, Trap, just making a few mistakes. As I just said, it's Trap. Redundancy. Trap making mistakes. It's Trap. And up 2-0, your Red Terran. He's looking pretty fine today. This multitasking is on point. His build is on point. It's Cure. And what do we have here? Cure. He says, listen, I am up 2-0. You know what that means. I cheese. And, oh. What? No. No. That... Are you kidding me? Trap doesn't scout it. He doesn't see it. Oh my... Cure has just gotten away with murder here. This proxy barracks is going to go just unscouted. Trap goes in, sees no barracks, sees double gas. He's now going to be wondering, alright, did Cure hide this? Is he trying to psych me out? Immediately a zealot on production, Cybercore first. And okay. And then Trap just sends down a probe and sees it. But still, I mean, hey, Cure's already forced quite a bit here from Trap. He's going to be delaying the Nexus for quite a while with this NG Bay block. Has forced a zealot, forced the early Cybercore, so Trap is not going to be able to get into as fast of tech as he would like on the back of this Cure. Gonna be going into a factory. We'll have to see how this pans out in the long run for damage to each other. You have to feel like, you know, because it wasn't a committed cheese that was hidden a bit better, that not being scouted is not as bad for Trap. If Cure had committed 2 racks, gone for perhaps a concussive shell Marauder push, it would have been good, but already this is actually getting a ton of damage. That's 1 probe going down, a second getting focused, and that should be a third. Finally, the Reaper is caught, but 3 probe kills for an early Reaper, and you're going to have a second one out? I don't think that's that bad for Cure, and he can just lift off this barracks and return it back home. We'll be putting down the CC as well, so he's going to have a quicker, marginally quicker expansion by about, I don't know, a second or so. Not even. But still, Cure finds some damage with that opening. It means he's going to have a worker advantage. He's going to have a expansion that is going down at the same time as the Protoss. There's going to be no delay on them getting up their mining bases. And just forced out a response out of Trap that did not do very well in defending. Now, the Stalker is going to be annoying. There's a single Reaper out to try and defend against it, but that is not a lot. Double Widowmine going to be produced, and actually, what does Cure have at home? I don't think Cure has anything. There is a single Reaper. He's going to lose a few SCVs here just trying to hold onto the repair. Nice pullback. He's going to have to do it again, and Widowmine should be out in time now to be able to at least shove this back, as Widowmine's going to burrow, and there we go. Trap does not want to commit to that. 4 Widowmines is going to be the name of the game for Cure. Medevac to follow. We'll have to see. I think that that Reaper did get picked off here by this Stalker that was being rallied out. And this is a dangerous position for Cure. I mean, if he goes for this Widowmine drop right now... Oh, if Trap just... If Trap goes up right now, there is nothing here. There is nothing in the base for Cure. Trap's just waiting. He doesn't see the Widowmine drop. Will he see it? He doesn't see it with the probe either. There are going to be Phoenix out on the map, but if the Phoenix are not in the right position, they are not going to be able to stop the damage that's going to come through from the Widowmines. Also have an additional Widowmine there, moving out, just ready to catch reinforcements. CC going to move to the low ground, and as soon as this tank is out, Cure should be able to take that without any problem. Here it goes. Let's see if Trap can respond better this time than he has in the past 2 previous games. There is just no probe pool, and it might be down too late. 6 probes go down. Widowmine getting pulled back. We'll just blow up on 1 before eventually heading out, and Medevac trying to run away should get caught. Tries to drop out the Widowmine. They both get picked up. Still, 7 probes going down. You can't really complain about that. That's just some really nice damage. And even though you are committing in that, you know, your Widowmines and your Medevac, that's so much damage. 11 probes going down already. What? Now, I would like Trap to actually just push out with this. These Marines and these tanks do just push back the Zealots or the Zealot and the Stalkers, so he can take this natural base without any risk of it being challenged. And on the other side of the map, what does Trap have going? I mean, he's trying to recover in worker count. He's only just now going to be able to overtake Cure. And while this is happening, Cure is heading into the additional barracks, has Stimpack on the way, and I believe, yep, should be switching that off, so he's going to be getting combat shields again. And Cure is just saying, man, this 645 push has been working wonders for me. It's going to be a bit delayed this game, of course, because of the cheese, and oh, there's no defense here for the Phoenix. The missile turret was there, but doesn't do much to dissuade them, and 3 more workers going down. What's this on the other side? Well, it's a Raven that slipped its way in. Cure finds another 3 worker kills, but oh, you're gonna want to lose this Raven. The Raven's so useful, but it's gonna go down. We'll see how many more worker kills it can get as Trap doesn't pull away. 5 in total going down, 6 in total going down. Trap just losing so many workers. He's lost 17. We're only 6:30 into this game. And Cure, once again, is switching up the push. It is essentially the same timing at the heart of this, where Cure is going for stim and combat shields with his +1, except all 3 games he's done something different. Game 1, it was just straight Widow Mines with the Marines. Game 2, there was a tank into the Widow Mine push, or into the Widow Mine drop, and then the push. And in this game, it has been 2 tanks. It's going to be 2 tanks, 2 Widow Mines, Bio, Medivacs, Stim, and once again, we'll have to see what Trap has. Now, Trap is, I don't know if you can take your 3rd Trap. If Cure just pushes out, he should be able to cancel that 3rd base. I really don't think there's much that Trap can do to defend it. Because if you're looking at those units, it's Stalkers without Blink and Zealots without Charge. I just don't think this goes up. I think Cure pushes out. He has 2 tanks. He has so many Marines. And Trap is just, I mean, again, 17 workers. He's had to spend so much money rebuilding workers that he hasn't been able to get up his tech. He hasn't been able to just build units, and he's trying to challenge this, but you can't. Cure just cancels. Yeah, there's nothing that Trap can do to really try and push this back, and now this push is going to come, and it's going to try and hit into the natural base. And now Trap is suddenly in a position where he's going to have to defend this, or else he dies. Charge is not done yet. The tanks are now moving into this super deadly position where they can fire onto this gateway. Scan goes down. There's some nice force fields, though. Sections off some of the Marines. Cure with the hot pickup, though, to try and push that back. And where are the Phoenix while all this is going on? The Phoenix are, well, they're trying to harass, but it's just a Marine clump that's pushing the back, and he loses 2. Cure just controlling this bio so well, has small little groups, has a small group peeled off for the Phoenix. But now actually these Phoenix should be able to come in and get the lift off. There is charge done. This is Cure's or Trap's chance as the Widowmine drag does not work. The refire is good. There's another one with the charge lots, but all the charge lots are melting away. There's still 1 tank that is alive. And I don't know if Trap has enough. I think Cure just stims it down, and Cure gets a 3-0 victory.